Summer is almost here, and that means I'm going to be thriving in terms of reading my YAs. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Now today's video is going to be my 2020 most anticipated releases for YA contemporary. Now if you guys are new to the channel, then you guys should know that I tend to read a lot of romances, and for a while now I've kind of like taking a break from reading YA, which doesn't make sense to me because I love YA and I have like a whole shelf and piles dedicated to YA novels. So I was wondering, why did I take a break from reading YA? And I realized that the arcs that I was receiving were mostly romance, and I wasn't requesting as much YA during the fall and like towards the winter time. And that's because publication dates. So basically, I finally realized that during publication times, normally we see a lot of fantasy and a lot of sci-fi and a lot of like thrillers and darker novels towards the fall and winter months, simply because that's when they publish the most of their books. So that's why I haven't been requesting more, and that's also why I haven't been reading more, because I tend to reach for my arcs first. So with that being said, then that means that spring and summer usually becomes our YA contemporary heavy season, and I am more than thrilled to announce that I have a lot of books that I'm very excited about that I do want to read right away. I actually have a whole stack right beside me that I've received kindly from publishers like HarperCollins Canada, as well as Source Books, and as well as Simon Schuster Canada as well. So let's get started. So starting with our April release of the month, it is The Perfect Escape by Suzanne Park from Source Books. And this book is about a boy and a girl who meet at a zombie-themed escape room that they both work at. A boy named Nate, and he wants to be affluent and he wants to take care of his family. So when a classmate offers Nate an insane amount of money for him to commit trade fraud, he considers this and he is thinking of whether she should or shouldn't do it. Then we have our female character named Kate, and Kate wants to get away from her very over-controlling father and just move away to New York City. Both worlds collide when they both realize that they work at a zombie-themed escape room. Many of my friends have already read this book already, and they've already warned me that this book isn't going to be like heavy on zombie themes and also on romance. But regardless, I'm still excited for Suzanne Park's YA debut novel, because Suzanne Park is actually an author of a romance novel that's coming out later this year in August 2020 from Avon Books called Loathe at First Sight, and I'm already halfway through it and I love it. So I can't wait to read her YA novel as well. So the next release that I'm very excited for is from Simon Schuster Canada, called What I Like About You by Marissa Cantor, and this book is for book bloggers and lovers of books galore, because this book is about our main character Hal, and Hal is actually a book blogger. She's famous for recreating designs of book covers on like cupcakes and on cakes, and she's very talented at it, and she has created a large following and lots of fans on her fan base. She also has a lot of online friends as well, and one of the online friends that she really does like is Nash, and Nash is a graphic artist and he's super talented, and they start a friendship together. And Hal actually secret likes Nash, but the thing is that Hal never actually told Nash her real name and gave him a fake name of Kells. So when she moves to another city and she comes face to face with the real person Nash, she doesn't know what to do, and she doesn't know how to slowly reveal it to Nash that she's actually Kells and that she is secretly in love with him. So this book sounds really cute and really adorable, and this book also comes out in April 2020. So the next April release that I'm very excited for is Time of Our Lives by Emily Wibberley and Austin Siegmund Broca, and this is actually a couple author, which is really cute. They've already written a lot of books already with Penguin Teen, so this book was actually sent to me by Penguin Teen Canada, so I'm very excited for it. So this is actually their third novel, and I've read the first novel that they had already and I really enjoyed it. I didn't read the second one yet, but my friend really liked it, but I'm just jumping straight ahead into an arc of the third one. This book is about two characters named Fitz and Juniper, and Fitz and Juniper live in different cities, and they also live in different situations and circumstances, but they both meet during college tours, where Fitz is being forced to go on a lot of college tours around the same area so that he can visit the campuses and hopefully be persuaded to actually go away for college and not not to stay in his small hometown with his mom that he wants to stay in because he wants to actually take care of his mom, because his mom was actually diagnosed with like the trait that you have if you were to get dementia and Alzheimer's disease. So he's a little bit worried about that, and that's why he doesn't want to move away. Then we see Juniper's side on her point of view of why she really desperately wants to move away. She's lived in her house growing up for like the entire time of her life, and she had to share a bedroom with her little sister, and her family's very overbearing, and her family just like loves to get into her business and stop her from living her life. She sees the world and she wants to get out there and she wants to live the best world, but for some reason her family just keeps drawing her back and trying to trap her into the tiny world of her small hometown. So definitely we come from two different perspectives. I've already started reading this book and I'm about like 100 pages in, and I really do like the storytelling and I really do like the story as well. But the thing is that Juniper is actually already dating someone in the story, so it'll be interesting to see how that relationship folds out and how fits to the picture. So the next novel that I'm very excited for, it comes out in May 2020 as well, and it's also sent to me from Simon Schuster Canada, and the book is called My Summer of Love and Misfortune by Lindsay Wong, and I just really appreciate the cover, so let's just appreciate it together for one bit. Also because this book actually features a Chinese character, and I'm loving for it already. I love diversity in my YA, and so far we've seen an influx of diversity in books, and I'm just thriving in it. So this story is actually about a girl named Iris, and Iris is not having the time of her life. She did not get into any colleges that she applied for. Her boyfriend cheated on her, and she basically is living in this like weird like time between her high school graduation and like nothingness. So she's kind of like lost, and she's kind of like really depressed, I feel like. So her parents are like, you know what, we're going to send you back to Beijing in China so that you can figure out yourself and maybe grow back into your roots, because she is American Chinese, but she doesn't feel too Chinese and she also doesn't feel too American. So she's kind of like in between that, stuck in between that gray zone as well. So she thinks that going back to Beijing to learn more about her roots is something good for her mentality, and for also her sanity. So she thinks that she's just going to enjoy dumplings, she's going to enjoy the culture, and she's probably going to pick up a language or two and then call it a day. But then she gets swept up in what seems to be Beijing's elite, and she learns more about her family and her secrets. So I feel like that this book is perfect for summer and for people who are traveling to Asia. So the next YA novel that I'm very excited for is 4 Days of Ume by Miranda Kennelly, and this is coming out in May 2020, and it's also from Source Books. And I think that this cover looks really pretty and really gorgeous because I do love pink. It's just bias. I love it. So this book is actually about a girl named Lulu and a boy named Alex, and Lulu and Alex are in this weird relationship, or if you can even call it that. Lulu and Alex used to hate each other till one time during their school's annual escape room trip where they had too close of an encounter, and I guess like they made out and guess they started kind of liking each other, but then they went their separate ways afterwards and went on this weird on and off relationship thing where they dated other people, where they hooked up with other people, but then every single year they would just come back to the same place that they were at, and that they would just hook up again. So I feel like this book could be actually deeper than what I'm trying to make it sound like, and it could be more than just a light fluffy novel and something a little bit deeper where we kind of learn more about the characters and why these characters actually hate each other, or why these characters are actually perfect for each other. So the next book that I'm very excited for it to be released is You Say It First by Katie Cook Tundra, and this book actually comes out in June 2020. HarperCollins Canada was actually kind enough to send me an ARC copy of this book, and you can tell from my bookmark that I'm almost done. I'm like 50 pages done from reading this book, and I have to tell you my thoughts on this one afterwards, but I just want to let you know that the cover is stupidly cute and gorgeous. Like, I absolutely love it. So this book is actually about a girl named Meg and a boy named Kobe, and Meg and Kobe actually don't meet until way into the story. Not like to give you a spoiler, but Meg and Kobe actually meet through phone. So Meg works at like this volunteer slash job workplace called We Count, and We Count is specializes in helping people being registered to vote in a presidential election or in any election. So this book is very timely, especially for what's happening in America with their presidential races and for their elections. So highly recommend you this book already if you're into a lot of the political issues, although I don't think that this book is very political, but again, more thoughts to come during my review. So Meg calls up Kobe, and that's how they meet, and that's how they begin their conversations. So they start through texting, but then they think texting takes too long, so then they go through old-fashioned 3-hour long chats every single night before they go to bed. And it's super cute in the way that they built their characters, and I'm really loving it so far. So definitely check this one out if you're interested in it. Katie always writes a great YA contemporary that involves a lot of drama and involves a lot of issues that you have to deeply think about. So the last book that I want to show you is a book called I'll Be the One by Lila Lee. And this book is basically a book dedicated to all the K-pop lovers and K-pop fans out there. So this book is about a girl named Sky, and Sky wants to be a K-pop idol. She wants to join the K-pop industry. She wants to dance. She wants to sing. She just wants to be like in the music industry in Korea. So she goes into a competition. It's an international K-pop competition where she goes auditions and she nails it. She is on her way to Korea to join the rest of the competition so that she could win a contract to become a K-pop idol. But in a world or in a country where it's very fat phobic and where they don't appreciate curvier girls and they have a very strict beauty standard, it's becoming very hard for Sky and for her to feel comfortable in her own skin. Of course, it's completely different too as well, because she has to move to a different country and she has to learn different cultures and things like that. And also it doesn't help that her competitor just so happens to be a very cute boy named Henry Cho. So I think that this book is perfect for anybody who is a K-pop fan and who wants to read about K-pop and who wants to read about people joining the music industry in K-pop. So me personally, I feel like I know what to expect from this novel because I'm just obsessed with K-pop and I've watched a lot of videos so far. But it'll be really interesting for me to read from a book and to really put it like side by side together to see if I know everything. So I'm very excited to read this one as well. So that is it for all the YA teen books that I'm excited for that are coming out towards the summer and spring of 2020. And if you guys have any arcs that you're interested in, definitely leave them in the comments down below and let me know about them so I could just keep them on my radar so that I can buy the books when they come in or when they get released. But if you guys are interested in some of these books, let me know which ones that you are interested in the comments down below as well. But until next time, I'll see you guys again. Bye.